I start all my workshops, town halls with the pledge. And so if we can all stand up, we're going to do a quick pledge. I haven't got a haircut, that's why I have a cap for those that asked. So, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. So, I'm going to make 3 introductions, and then we'll go ahead and hand it over to the folks that have all this knowledge on AI. So first off, I'd like to give a few minutes to John Cox, who is Deltona's economic director for the city. His whole department is here, by the way. So John, if you just want to say a couple words, just
sure.
So we can.
I will, and I don't need.
Hey everybody, good evening.
Yours.
I'm John Cox. Very nice to see you all here. Thanks so much for coming out, for being interested in the economy, and for being interested in seeing what you can do to grow not only our whole economy, but the part of the economy that you're responsible for. There may be people in the room who are very interested in starting or growing their own business from the standpoint of innovation. Volusia County does a Volusia Innovation Challenge, and we're in that process right now. There are applications online, and we have a big competition in March at the Ocean Center on the 25th. And if you win the event, and it's a judged event, there's a $10,000 cash prize. Amazon is our primary sponsor for the whole event. We're very excited to bring them on board. So if you're interested in entrepreneurship, starting your own business, or you already have, or you know somebody who wants to, J. Cox at deltonafl.gov. Please reach out. We also have on Facebook a site called Deltona Means Business. And on that site, we generally only post business stuff. We posted a piece this week about Dutch Brothers Coffee that's coming. We also posted information about grants, if you're interested in doing that, or loans. Today we posted something from the Small Business Administration about a training they're doing, a webinar. I think it's on February 23rd. But all that information is there. We try to put it out there so that you can benefit from it. If I can help you, please give me a call. Come see me or invite me to your place. I'd love to spend more time with you. Thanks, sir.
It wasn't even on.
Yeah. I told you I didn't need it.
You looked good, though.
Maybe I should take over for us. Oh my goodness. That was my fault, by the way. Next, if I can please have these 2 lovely ladies come to the front just to do a quick introduction. Elsie and Janet. By the way, they're from the land and from the Deltona and Greater West Volusia Chamber of Commerce. They had an amazing event this morning. I'll let them say a little bit about it. And if you don't know who they are absolutely necessary to know who they are.
Well, hello, I'm Janet Knopf. I'm the CEO of the Deltona and Greater West Volusia Chamber of Commerce, which is a new brand of the DeLand and Greater West Volusia Chamber of Commerce. So we have been your chamber for just 136 years, but we have recently rolled out the Deltona Chamber brand to be able to better recognize the business community here. So when we're out doing ribbon cuttings, we have branded ribbon for Deltona, beautiful signs for Deltona Chamber, and what I'm most excited about is you have a regional director that I'm pleased to introduce, which is Elsie Mendez.
I'm excited. So if anyone wants information, I'd be glad to stop by your place of business or meet on a Starbucks for coffee and just talk about what are your business goals and see if our chamber is a good fit for you. And that's what I'll be doing in the community.
Thank you. And just to let you know, we brought a few things with us, so if you're interested afterwards, we'll be here to talk to you. Thank you.
Awesome. So before we get started with Cash Check, just out of curiosity, what industry are you guys in, right? So look, we can just go down the road and just tell us what industry you're in. Just pass the mic.
I am a real estate brokerage here in Deltona.
I'm in the financial industry. I'm a financial advisor.
I have a digital Lego building service that I do for other people.
Mary Kay Consulting.
Home health operations manager and new business startup coach.
Licensed physician, patients. Psychiatric nurse practitioner, I have psychiatric clinic and a medical spa.
I need your number because obviously elected officials.
Forensic interviewer, I have my own business, USA Mobile Fleet Wash. If your business you have vans, trailer, trucks, or any fleet, we go to you and wash them.
Technology, cybersecurity, IT.
Landscaping business.
I'm a realtor. I also have an executive center in DeBerry, and I'm the lead organizer for 1 Million Cups in West Volusia, which is for entrepreneurs.
I would say ditto. I'm the other half of everything he just said, and currently reside in DeBerry, but serve all of West Volusia, but been a Deltona resident since 1983.
Before you pass it on, just really quick, because that last piece is extremely important for those entrepreneurs here. If you just really short, please.
1 Million Cups is an organization that works with entrepreneurs in the early startups of their business, first 5 years. It allows them an opportunity to present their business. They have 6 minutes to present, 20 minutes of Q&A. It's to help to expand their vision and to learn more about being better business people.
Thank you.
Overcome challenges.
Awesome. Thank you.
Tim Blodgett, retired RN hospital administrator.
I'm a marketing communications professional, and I do multidisciplinary design.
Hello, my name is Samantha Costa, and I do nonprofit consulting. So I help with all your nonprofit needs. Hi. I help start up nonprofits, and I do grant writing and fundraising for different nonprofits. Currently, I have a pretty big client that supports foster care all over Volusia County.
It's okay.
I'm Pamela Sons. I teach CPR, first aid, OSHA classes, survival school, and I also am a tax preparer.
That's awesome.
Katrina Samuels, licensed cosmetologist, and salon owner.
Michael Schreck, I work at Deltona State College. I run the Center of Business and Industry. I help entrepreneurs.
Maria Beauty Industry, hair salon.
Steve Fussell, I'm with the Orlando Stanford International Airport.
I'll let you guys go.
I'm not speaking.
Cassie Andron, real estate broker associate here in Deltona.
Awesome. Okay, so now you guys have an idea who the audience is. The whole purpose of this workshop is, obviously, as the mayor of Deltona, I want to see our business community not only be successful but grow, leaving a legacy for their families, being able to hire employees. It's just there's so much intertwined. Small business is literally the backbone of this country, right? And sometimes we're so focused on the really big businesses that we tend to forget that the ones that are really the gears that move us are you guys. So I got with Cash Tech, and they were really nice to say, hey, we can offer this class no charge. And I told them the biggest thing is help my business owners, my residents, give them strategies or information that they could use to be able to grow their business. Let's be realistic. A lot of people, AI, what's the first thing they think about? ChatGPT, right? A lot of people just use it for, hey, I like to make a social media post. Pretend that you're a so-and-so person and you want to be really mean, but be respectful and be professional. And then it gives it to you, right? All that to say, don't believe everything you read on social media. There's so much more that you can do. If you own a restaurant, it could probably tell you, hey, on Mondays, people tend to eat more hamburgers than they do hot dogs. So your inventory should probably be more geared to that type of food than something else. Cosmetology, it could be, hey, there's more people that come in certain times of the month to get lashes. Hopefully I'm getting that right. Versus getting their nails done, right? Psychiatric, listen, you get more probably patients that are elected officials. Anyways, I'm going to be quiet now, but I want you guys to feel free to ask questions. They're going to do their presentation, but please ask questions, because if you can use some of their knowledge to grow your business, I'm going to be very happy, because the city's going to be a lot more successful. We're going to be able to see a lot more growth when it comes to small business. And if you guys are happy, I know I'm going to be happy. So at this time, I'll introduce Ray with Cash Tech, and I'll let him introduce his partner as well. Ray.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right. There's some value in getting the tone right in your emails as well, but we'll leave that alone for now. As the good mayor said, I'm Ray Lopez. I'm Solutions Manager for Cash Tech. We're your neighbors, headquartered in Lake Mary. First of all, I want to thank Mayor Avila. Very quickly, I met Mayor Avila for the first time at an economic conference down in downtown Orlando. Very good friend of mine and business leader, Maria Lord. Some of you may know her. She told me, hey, you got to get down here. There's going to be a lot of interesting people, business leaders, etc. And as many people comment about Maria, when she says go, you go. So I show off, not really knowing what to expect. And sure enough, to my surprise, there's a panel of like some really interesting business leaders, political leaders, entertainment people. It's just a really great cross-section of people, all talking about bringing more business into Deltona, bringing more business into the state of Florida. But the good mayor was up there and waxed philosophical about Deltona, really pumped up the entire audience and the rest of the panel about Deltona and how quickly it's growing and how quickly the business community is growing. And my ears were perked up, and I said to myself, wow, I don't know too many mayors that come to sit on a panel and really just have something to contribute besides the canned message. And so that was pretty impressive, right? The next thing that really threw me, though, was Mayor Avila steps off the stage, and I'm from New York, all right? You don't see mayors unless they're surrounded by security. You don't get near them, you don't say anything crazy, and you certainly don't try to approach them. This guy walks off the stage, there's nobody around him. He's just glad-handing people, talking, like actually talking to people. So, I'm taken aback. I'm like, what is going on here? It was my first experience since I moved down here 4 years ago with a politician. And, he's in the middle of it. He's loving it. You can tell he's thriving off of it. And I'm just standing there like, what do I do? I mean, he's just talked about what I want to get into. I want to get into supporting the community, supporting the business community. I have a great opportunity, but I am so thrilled. So I have my phone in my hand, and everybody's taking pictures with me, right? And I'm going through a million things in my head that, maybe if I picture it this way or I frame it this way, he'll like this idea, he'll like that idea, and suddenly I look up, and he's right in front of me. All I could manage at that point was, can I get a selfie? Of course, he was good enough to do that. It's probably one of the worst pictures I've ever taken, so I've never actually shown anyone. But, it was just good to see somebody genuine in that field, in that genre, in that political activity be real with people. And to know the investment that he has in this community with each of you as part of Deltona residents and business owners, it was super encouraging towards what we're trying to do, all right? So I want to thank you, Mayor Avila, for having us. I also wanted to take a quick sec to thank John Cox. John has been very patient with my pushy and busy demeanor, so your patience is much appreciated, Mr. Cox. Thank you, too. If you don't mind bringing that about us, slide up. Mr. Kevin Mundy, who, by the way, is Chief Operating Officer of Cash Tech, a man of quite a few good ideas you'll hear about later. I think we might skip to the next slide, please. Thank you, sir. So, again, Cash Tech. We help businesses turn chaos into clarity, all right? It's the simplest way to say what we do. I've tried to say what we do in a million different ways, and normally people are drowned out in about 30 seconds. They don't want to hear all that. They want to hear the impact that it's going to have on their business. So I finally got it down to something that makes sense. We use practical automation, data, and AI to help business teams work smarter, respond faster, and stop fighting the same problems over and over again. That's it in a nutshell. We don't start with technology. We start with whatever is currently driving you crazy, and we fix that first, all right? We don't walk in saying, you need AI, you need AI. We walk in saying, what's broken, what's slow, and why are good people stuck doing bad work? No rip and replace. We're not gonna come in and toss your table over and turn your world upside down. No, everything changes Monday. Our approach fits into your business without slowing it down, okay? The banner in white up there, that's our little bragging sheet there. Inc. 5000 means we've grown responsibly, not recklessly. In other words, we didn't grow fast and forget how to deliver. NASCOM up there, not NASCAR. We tried NASCAR, didn't work out. NASCOM is, it just signals that we operate with global technology standards. Same ones used by serious organizations that can't afford surprises. So everything you see up there, they don't mean we're special, they basically mean we're trusted, accountable, and able to show up when communities need reliable partners. So if you don't mind going back up to that Deltona City of Destiny slide, that'd be great. Thank you. So that was a quote direct from Mayor Avila off of, I believe, when he launched his re-election campaign, and that really stuck with me. Building a stronger, brighter future for our city of Destiny. That starts with small businesses like yours. Seriously. I mean, he's understating it when he says the backbone, right? When you guys are doing well, you're hiring community residents. When people are working, things are just better, right? What's the opposite? Unemployment spiking, crime rising. You know, it's really, there is a direct correlation between everyone here doing well. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to support that effort one business at a time here in Deltona, okay? Quick sidebar. Last year I visited my uncle in Puerto Rico, just after Hurricane Erin, and I got reminded very quickly of what real business grit looks like. My Uncle Miguel has a great little food business in the beautiful little city of Cataño, Puerto Rico. He makes, man, let me tell you, the delicious pernil, which is pork shoulder, these great little pastelillos, they're these delicately fried pastries that have the most deliciously cooked beef or chicken in them, and yeah, okay, oh my God. The joint faces the Bay of San Juan. So you're sitting out there in the evening outside on the benches, having a little rum and coke, eating your food, nothing beats it, nothing beats it. But just like every other business, he has to deal with rising costs, inventory shortages, and of course, beyond that, he has to deal with that uncertainty of the hurricanes themselves. When Hurricane Erin came barreling in, his power was knocked out, that flooding damage came quick and unforgivingly. It was the usual to him. What people don't look at, or what doesn't make the news, it also knocks out supply chains. It delays payroll. It erases your inventory overnight. I have been after that stubborn man of mine for years to implement some sort of automation or AI to help limit the damage, give him a little bit of leverage. And his response was always, wow, well, what's that gonna do? Rebuild my shop? Hard-headed man, hard-headed man. You know, one of those storms can undo years of hard work. And yet what struck me the most wasn't the damage or his response. It was the community's response. Within 24 hours, he had this joint open again with an open flame stove propped up by bricks that had fallen off the side of the building. He was standing there cooking with one hand and tracking inventory with the other in a notebook and a pencil. He had everyone in that neighborhood, cousins, neighbors, community members, everybody pitching in just to help keep those doors cracked open as soon as he could get them open again. To me, in those moments, those relationships became currency, the trust became the infrastructure, and adaptability became survival, right? That experience changed the way I think about leadership in tech, because leadership isn't forged when everything is stable. It's forged when everything is uncertain. So when you think about it, after the storm, the businesses in Puerto Rico, they're not looking for AI. They're not looking for dashboards, buzzwords, all that. They're saying, what do we still have? What can we sell tomorrow? How do we staff when half our team can't even get here? How do we respond to customers when everything is changing by the hour? The irony is, there were businesses that had adopted AI and automation in that situation and then showed quietly how powerful it could be. Those companies, those small businesses and medium-sized businesses alike, their forecast demand, they were able to figure it out when those patterns went upside down. They were able to rebuild schedules and prep plans with very limited data. They were able to communicate clearly with their customers when operations were gonzo. They were unstable. They were able to make decisions faster when the time was one of the most precious resources that they had. Not by replacing people, but by reducing the mental load on people who are already carrying too much. So what Puerto Rico reinforced for me is this. Tech only works when it respects the human reality underneath it. AI didn't succeed there because it was advanced. It succeeded because it was simple, adaptable, and grounded in real needs. It didn't ask business owners to become coders. It met them where they were, sometimes with limited power, limited connectivity, and unlimited pressure. AI isn't about automation for automation's sake. It's about giving people leverage when circumstances are stacked against them. Now, Deltona is in Puerto Rico, not yet, inside joke, but the lesson absolutely applies here, all right? Small businesses everywhere face disruption. You get supply issues, staffing challenges, rising costs, time pressure. The storms may look different, but the stress is the same. And just like in Puerto Rico, the businesses that win aren't the ones with the most technology. They're the ones with the right tools, used the right way at the right moment. All right? AI didn't rebuild the roofs in Puerto Rico. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what it did was it helped businesses rebuild momentum. Not for nothing, Puerto Ricans make rebuilding roofs look a lot easier than it is to regain momentum, okay? Trust me, I know this. Momentum is sometimes the hardest thing to get back, all right? That's what tonight is about. AI isn't a buzzword. AI isn't a replacement for people. AI is a practical tool that helps real businesses stay standing when things get hard and grow when things get better. If you don't mind going to the why this matters for Deltona. So why we listen to this guy with the New York accent on a Thursday night when we could be home binging a Netflix series or something? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because around this great state of Florida, we talk and work with a growing number of businesses that adopt tech and innovation early on, and those businesses are thriving. On the other hand, I see a growing number of businesses that chase technology with disastrous results. Tech for tech's sake. I gotta have it. I gotta keep up with the competition. Then there are the businesses that for whatever reason choose not to adapt at all. And those businesses more often than not, they're beginning to fail. They're beginning to fall off. When you drive by that strip mall and you see those empty businesses, those empty office building stores, storefronts, I mean, it's so common, it's so prominent. It's very likely that that business failed because they didn't take advantage of technology that was available to them. It's that simple. Deltona is growing by leaps and bounds, but if its businesses aren't setting themselves up to succeed, where does that leave the progress that Deltona has managed this far? So, you'll hear a ton of about AI right now. Most of that centers around chatbots, like the mayor said, but that's not what tonight's about. We're focused on how AI can help your business grow, streamline operations, unlock new opportunities in ways that actually show up day to day. So I'll just take a brief moment to pause and just say, hey, if I can leave you with one or two ideas that save you time, reduce friction, or make better decisions, then I think we've done our job. If you don't mind going on to the next slide, sir. So I'm gonna bring up an example of where AI quietly helped the business win, okay? This is not it. They didn't win by winning Employee of the Month 3 times in a row with their shiny new AI device. I had to throw this cartoon in there. I love the faces of the employees. They're so pissed off that this AI shiny box has won for the 3rd month in a row. But that's what a lot of people think when they think about AI. It's that shiny box. That's something. We don't even know how to associate with that. We just know it's running and it's getting all the accolades, right? Really, what really constitutes a win with AI is actually a lot less glamorous. A lot less glamorous. We work with a mid-sized manufacturing and distribution business. Not a tech company, a real operation. Suppliers, invoices, tight margins, and a finance team that was stretched super thin. Their challenge wasn't strategy. It wasn't being ambitious and wanting to grow. It was accounts payable, right? Every month, hundreds of invoices came in. Different formats, different vendors, different levels of accuracy. We come to find out that 95% of that process was handled manually. Keying in data, chasing approvals, fixing errors after the fact. The finance team was drowning. They were drowning. How do you function, right? You're getting overwhelmed. How do you look forward to your day when you know you're headed for the deep water? So we came in and we designed and implemented an intelligent document processing using an AI-enhanced software that integrated directly into their operations platform environment. What the AI did ended up not being dramatic at all, and that's the point. Invoices were automatically read and classified. Data was captured accurately, regardless of format. Exceptions were flagged instead of hidden. Approvals moved faster because the information was clean. No one lost their job. No one had to learn AI. The system just quietly started doing the boring work. If you don't mind scrolling ahead to the next slide, Kevin. AI invoice automation really helped this business grow. And let me back up and slow this down for a moment because you guys gotta be wondering, all right, that all sounds good, but how did this actually work? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Now remember, we didn't start by changing the business. We started by watching the work. The most repetitive and error-prone process was invoices. And that's where AI sort of went, oh yeah, let me get at it, right? Faster invoice turnaround. So basically the AI reads the invoices the moment they arrive, doesn't matter how they arrive, email, PDF, scan, whatever format, without waiting for someone to open them, review them, type them in. Instead of sitting in an inbox, those invoices are captured automatically. Key details are extracted instantly. The process starts right away. AI doesn't wait for coffee breaks or a build-up. It gets to work the second the invoice shows up. Okay? Fewer errors and minimal rework. What does that mean? That means AI is really good at being boring and consistent. That's exactly what your finance department needs, right? It doesn't get tired or distracted. It checks every invoice the same way every time. And it's gonna get deep. It's gonna match totals and line items. It's gonna flag duplicates. It's gonna catch missing or unusual data. All those things that can be overwhelming to us as human beings. To look for these things, to be concentrating and focused on capturing these mistakes, these dupes, these line items and totals that aren't matching up. If something looks off, AI raises its hand and it says, hey, check this out. This is wrong, all right? This is getting to a point with this solution where you're knocking out all those things that are bogging you down, that are costing you so much time, okay? Number 3, adaptive to vendor and format diversity. Now this goes beyond what AI does with the document. okay? Because I know personally, I've had to deal with vendors throughout my career and most of my life. It's some of the worst arguments I've ever had. You tell a vendor, hey, please, do me a favor. Can you send me the invoice in this format? As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna send you the template. All you gotta do is type in what you need to type in and send it back to me. Beautiful plan, right? Never happens. I've seen vendor invoices show up where apparently this guy must have gotten exploratory with Canva and decided every week I'm gonna create a new invoice format. And of course, when that type of format is coming into a system that's not utilizing AI, it's going to trip it up and say, wait a minute, numbers aren't where they're supposed to be. I'm stopping right here, right now. AI, it gets better over time. So even when formats change, it's going to do its thing. Vendors don't all send invoices the same way, and AI doesn't need them to because AI learns patterns, the vendor layouts. It looks for the common fields. It looks for where information usually appears. So it's going to pick up no matter what you send it in. You could have your 8-year-old kid draw it up in a crayon, send it in. Seriously, no exaggeration, it's going to pick up the point of what's going to come across on this invoice, okay? We're talking about AI not needing vendors to behave the way you need them to. It adapts to the way they already work. Number 4, better tracking, audit trails, and insights. This is super important. Every step through this software we created is automatically recorded. When the invoice arrived, what data was captured, who approved it, when it was paid. What's the process to get that information nowadays if you're not utilizing the system or you're not utilizing AI? I get the invoice, it's been sitting on my desk in a folder. I don't know when it showed up on my desk in that folder. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for unless I make a phone call or I send an email or I text someone or I shout down the hall. All of these things take time. This software is tracking when the invoice arrived, what data was captured, who approved it, when it was paid, no chasing emails, no guessing. If someone asks you what happened to this invoice, the answer is already there, right in front of your face. Every single thing. Ray opened an email. He looked at the invoice. Did he do anything with it? Nope. Everything. Everything you could think of that could possibly occur with that invoice that's so important to getting you guys the money you need for your business, it's captured right there. Number 5, efficient finance resource allocation. This is a good one. Most of my experience throughout my corporate life, people in finance get paid. They got paid good. Most of the time when I went out in my corporate life, it was a finance guy that had the company credit card and he was making sure everybody was good and he was, very comfortable with the spending, probably because his salary level was a lot higher than ours. All good. He was a good guy, if I remember correctly. So, efficient finance resource allocation. Did you hire a finance professional to do data entry or did you hire them to do finance? Right? AI removes that from the calculation. It's going to handle all that routine work. It's going to free the people up to focus on the things that matter to the company. A finance professional isn't going to get bogged down in data entry anymore. They're going to focus on finance. They're going to do finance work. They're going to be focused on finding ways to save your company more money. They're going to be focused on finding financial strategies to help your companies grow. All because you implemented this AI software, okay? People moving from typing to thinking. We don't really appreciate that, right? We go to the office and we sit down and we have at it. The AI out there that's available to us as small and medium-sized businesses, this is taking on that work in leaps and bounds. As every day passes, this stuff is getting a little crazy, and even we're going to say it, all right? And we work in it. But it's all in support of business. Lastly, real quick up here is reliable compliance with AI policies. AI follows rules consistently. You don't got to worry about, oh shoot, did I put that number in the white sequence? Am I going to get that nasty gram from the compliance department? Am I going to get that phone call? It's like, hey, what are you doing? You're spending, your spend was this, and you're reporting it as that. AI doesn't bend the rules. It doesn't know how. It's almost ironic. It's bending the rules in the sense that it's getting you through your day more efficiently and faster, but why is that a rule? Why is it that we work so inefficiently? Approval thresholds, payment policies, audit requirements, these get built into your AI and it learns. It takes it that one time and you can rest assured that it's not going to go beyond or above or outside of a threshold. You don't have to check. You can check, sure, but after a while, it's going to be so consistent that that's going to free up that time, that anxiety, that did I really report this the right way? Knowing that that AI won't allow that process to continue unless it's following that guideline. So, none of this is flashy, right? You guys hung in there with me. I appreciate that, and that's the point. AI works best when it quietly removes friction and lets people focus on what actually matters. So if you don't mind, Kevin, one more time, that why this matters for Deltona business. All right? The same pattern I just described to you is not just about, it's not just about accounts payable. It's not just about invoices. You can apply the same type of AI to a restaurant managing invoices and suppliers. You can apply it to a healthcare organization processing paperwork. You can apply it to a retailer dealing with volume and variability. You can apply it to, I believe there was a professional services person here. Their firms are usually buried in documents, okay? Documentation, documents, documents, documents. AI is killing in that field. Eliminating repetitive work, improving accuracy, freeing people to do higher value tasks. That's the point. You guys are small businesses. You can't afford to have your employee bogged down in redundancy and processes and repetitive work. It's a yeoman's work. It's an admirable work, but it's something that can be done reliably, safely, and within the guidelines of your business through AI. So I'll end it like this. Next slide, please, sir. The 5K question, I call this. As a business owner, if you're automating redundant work through a chatbot so that your employees are free to focus on impactful work, that's one. If your grocery store inventory decisions are not only spot on, but fast, that's two. If you're able to predict when a machine on your factory floor is about to fail with 7 days notice, that's three. You are saving big time dollars for your business. So what if I told you that AI saved that manufacturing firm $5,000 a month? Okay? Did that not by cutting people, which is really the only way businesses save through a big chunk of my professional career. When they were talking about saving, people were getting fired. People were getting fired. But by reducing waste, errors, and rework, AI's putting $5,000 a month back into that manufacturer's pocket. That's 60 grand a year that stays back inside your business or never leaves your business. That's one less emergency loan. That's a new piece of equipment. That's more competitive pricing. That is breathing room during a slow season. We used to be able to predict the slow season. The pandemic knocked that out the box. We don't know when slow seasons are coming anymore. Everything's upside down. That's money that is a huge value to your company, and that's just one process that I talked about ad nauseum for the last 15, 20 minutes. That's what AI is doing. That's the best message that I could get across to you tonight, is that AI's lasting impact and value It's not one big flashy move. Oh, check out my box and what it does and what it can tell you. No, it's dozens of small improvements that compound over time. The same people, the same business, but less friction, okay? Now, I'm sure all of that may have triggered a lot of questions, and I invite you to please go ahead and open up. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
No, stay up.
Yes, sir. Will do.
So you guys are gonna have to share microphones because
Sure.
they only left me one. Who has questions? Raise your hand. She was the first one.
Absolutely.
Second. Just talk.
Jeff. Yes, sir.
So in your business, what is the, I guess the biggest problem solver that you can fix as cash tech or, most effective strategy that you use on a regular basis?
Most effective strategy. So the strategy aligns towards how we approach the problem, right? So I wish that I could look at you and say, oh, it's our really cool AI intelligent document processor, but it's not. Our best problem solver is the way we go about approaching the business. We get in the weeds. We get over there and we assess everything. We spend a day with you. We look at every single business process that you go throughout your day. You've literally got someone like me or someone like my colleague, Alex Parker over there, on your hip throughout the day, watching your business process, taking notes, finding areas to improve and become more efficient and time-saving for your business. Because again, this isn't about some flashy move or something we could give a name to. This is about those small things that add up very quickly, right? So in terms of what our best product is, it's our ability to assess that situation, as well as understand that the solution that we're going to provide and design for you is going to fit into the way that you're working today. There may be a little disruption here or there, but it's only going to be to save time. I hope that kind of answered your question. Okay.
Thank you. So I've been doing grant writing for 20 years with government agencies, nonprofits, ministries, and fundraising campaigns. And now I just recently used AI, just finally.
Right.
It helped me write a pledge card, a simple pledge card that I had put together for a gala. I used Claude. This is my first time. I'm very new. I think it's kind of like, I'm old school. So like Excel spreadsheet, right? A lot of us know how to do 1% of it, but you can do so many things with different formulas. So I'm assuming it's the same with that. So I guess two-part. One, what would be a good, besides ChatGPT, like someone told me Claude, so I just checked that out. What would be some good resources if we want to tap into AI? And do you have any AI training? So like I said, like with Excel, right? You have to kind of learn how to make formulas and all that stuff. I want to be able to use it, but use it effectively.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the 30,000-foot level response at first, and then I'm going to tap in my man Alex Gardner over there because I have a funny feeling he may have a more detailed answer. Training for AI. If I kind of live on LinkedIn, if you go to LinkedIn and you're willing and brave enough to submit forms in response to any of the AI training you see offered, last week I clicked on 5, just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity, what's out there? What are they actually teaching? Is it worth even looking at?
Right.
4 of those were free. They were hour-long sessions, and they were super informative. I annoy the crap out of my chief operating officer there because my calendar is filled with webinars that are free, and you got people on there not just teaching, but asking questions that you've been thinking long and hard about. How do I ask? Who's going to understand this question, right? I'm a little embarrassed. I'm a little shy. I don't want to. Curiosity is everything in this field. This is a baby.
Right.
This is a baby.
Right.
So I would encourage you to get on LinkedIn, get into the free chat GPT and ask that same question. You're gonna get some really great responses. My man Kevin over here.
Ask AI about AI.
Yes. We got some.
All right.
One of the most incredible opportunities that exist is YouTube University. If you have not been looking at YouTube University on how to run your business and how to be efficient and effective, how to gain new market share, there are brilliant people that video themselves giving presentations 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, and you can sign up. Most of them are free. It is one of the best resources available today is YouTube University. So don't lose sight of that as well.
Yeah. And many business platforms too, a lot of them that utilize AI, most of them, when you go to their homepage and you dig deep enough, you'll see tutorials in there that are about just as valuable as a 2-3 hour class, because they're literally showing you step by step. But with AI in particular, I would start on LinkedIn. All it really does is when you hit when you click on interested, it's going to take you to a form that's going to capture your data. First name, last name, company, email, phone number, and I think that's about it. That's valuable to them. So in exchange for that, they're going to hook you up with some pretty decent classes that can give you interesting perspectives on AI and how you learn, right? Again, I mentioned it's a baby because there's so many different ways, right? This week's approach is not going to be next week's approach. That's how quickly it's growing. Got anything to add, Alex, on that? Or if you're good, you're good.
Right.
Yep.
What's the question?
So she wanted to figure out what's the best way to learn about AI.
So you said you were a bit of a newbie here, and you mentioned Claude. You said you were a bit of a newbie to AI in the tech.
AI, yes.
Okay, and you mentioned Claude.
Right, because as a technical grant writer myself, a little bit of my own pride, I'm like, I'm a good writer. I don't want to use this.
Yes.
Just, but I'm now, surrendering more to it.
Perfect. So that probably puts you in the top 80% of people who play around with AI. So Claude in general is considered an excellent writer. Also, one of the models, without going into too much detail, is an excellent programmer. So I think if you want to continue in that ecosystem, one of the things you could look out for is Claude Cowork, which was just dropped this week. It's basically a way to do any normal web-based digital white-collar work just at your computer without knowing any much technical ideas behind it. It'll go through, run all the scripts you need, and just give you something that works. And it's kind of brilliant.
I'm sorry, just want to make sure we get all the
We're
questions.
going to get to Terry and then we'll go to Peter.
Hi. So I'm an operations manager for a home health agency that this has been in 5 years, and the whole operations is running over Google Sheets. Don't laugh.
That's 85% of our clients.
So it's really, really painful. So I'm in the process right now of having discovery calls with different applications that are specific to home health. My question to you is, what's the difference between going to some of these existing companies to try to find solutions versus what you come in to do?
So the difference between us and those existing companies that refer to them is they have a specific software. That's what they're going to try to sell you. A lot of these softwares are up to snuff. They probably fit 80-85% of what you're looking for. That gap is where we come in. That gap is going to need to be addressed by some sort of customization or integration or it may even, once we've gone through our process, may need to undergo a rethinking as well. Because throughout our assessment, we might see other gaps, right? So just naturally, as it is out the box, yeah, it looks good. But when you get down to your business process where you work, there are particulars. And if it's not addressing everything, then you're buying an incomplete package, right? So you're better off, just in my unbiased opinion, going with a consultant that's been there and done that. But Cash Tech goes beyond that. We're consultants, but we also design the solution and we create the solution based on what we're seeing on site in real time. So that would be my answer to that. Peter.
So many of us are small businesses, solopreneurs, or maybe we've got 3 people in an office.
Yep.
We're not processing 1,000 invoices a month, we're processing 30 a month.
Right.
We're not got manufacturing facilities where we have repetitive tasks.
Understood.
How do we get started with AI, and what types of tasks would AI do to help us to improve our business?
Okay, you want to take that? Sure. Please.
So in that kind of a situation, opportunity is probably one of the biggest things you're looking for. How do I find new opportunities? And that's where you can put AI to work, right? You can start building an application. And I'd like to just comment on the commercial AIs that are out there, Grok, ChatGPT, Claude. Those are packaged to perform large language type interactions and conversational back and forth between yourself and the AI. The kinds that we build are actually task oriented. So they're looking for information across maybe the internet. You target, what's your target, who are you looking for, who are you trying to reach, and it will develop the appropriate demographic and then target lists using AI that can then be fed to your salespeople or your business development people so they can go out and start to call on those people or businesses depending on what you're trying to reach. So I think that would be for that kind of an organization, using it for marketing and opportunity development. And then once you have an opportunity, it would be great. AI is great at gathering information about your prospects and the opportunities that you're presented with and giving you a lot of background information that you can use then to build trust, right? No one does business with it, some people they don't trust. The more you know about that prospect and that target, if you will, the more you're going to come across as knowledgeable and trusted in their eyes.
Thank you so much. Please give them both a round of applause. You're going to be the last question, okay? But I want to give Michael just a couple minutes after we answer your question, and then I'll share with you guys some of the tools I use. I own a marketing company. I'm not promoting it, full disclosure. I'm just saying that that can help you guys with your businesses, because I understand, Peter, your question 100%. You know, what tools can I use to market that I'm trying to sell a property or whatever it could be, or how can I make my workflow a lot more efficient, right? Because it saves you time, which thus saves you money. So.
My name is Christopher Mejia, and I wanted to know, as a young artist and a digital creator, what are some negative aspects to look out for if I want to apply AI to the content that I make? And so look out for it.
Alex? You don't want to hear from an old man.
So, as a creative, one of the things that you're incredibly good at is figuring out where the puck might be going. So you're locked into the scene, you kind of know what the interesting new things are, and how to kind of do a dialogue with what's out there or what's come before. AI will, if you don't give it very good instructions, it'll give you 30,000, a million things that are already out there. So one of the best ways creatives are using AI is to get a sample of the space and then use their own ingenuity, their own creativity to really bring something new, and doing it so quickly that it's kind of unfathomable. And it's happening in any kind of media, all kinds of media, just constantly all the time. So one of the ways people really love doing it is just literally sitting down and having a chat. Just kind of geeking out about tech, if you're in that kind of space, or geeking out about, the history, like, wait, what if the Beatles just kind of ended up doing a collab with, A$AP Rocky or something? So you can literally kind of make it do that thought experiment, and then bring your own ideas to the front, and you'll be in, great shape.
That's a really good answer. Listen, all this to say, right? AI really isn't meant for you guys to become dependent on it, right? The reason all of you guys here are entrepreneurs and small business owners is because you have this creativity gene somewhere in your brain, in your veins, and you need it to kind of pursue your dreams and everything you're trying to do. What AI does is it's meant to really be used as a tool to make it a lot easier for you. For example, you do creations, right? You create things. Well, sometimes, we get stuck in this, like a brain fog. I just told you I have a marketing company, and sometimes, even with the younger people, the other day I was trying to do a redesign of a logo with Deltona High School and the Pine Ridge High School mascot, so a wolf and a panther, split in half, just so when I go to their games, they're not saying, well, the mayor's picking this one over the other one. So I did a design. I thought it was really cool. I showed it to one of my people, and they're like, nah, bro, you're old. And I'm like, really? So it was literally half of their wolf and half of their panther. It was kind of stuck together. I was very meticulous. I thought it was fire, as you guys say, right? Yeah. So they literally got it. They stuck it on an AI tool that we actually have, and within 30 seconds, they actually made it look really nice. Like the wolf was growling, so was the panther, and I was like, okay, whatever. I guess I'm gonna. So it's not meant to be your creative side, because I will tell you, ChatGPT will fail. Like if you take it as a fact and you don't fact check it, you're lost, right? If you're using, there are so many. For example, for my role as mayor, I have something called Read AI. Like this meeting, right? Before I had Read AI, it used to take me about 3 hours to write my town hall reports, just so residents can have it. I record this meeting completely. If there's video, it'll capture the video, but these usually just catches the audio. So it'll catch the audio, it'll give me a literal detailed script of everything that was said. It will give me a summary, and they will give me bullet points. So now you know how long it takes me to do a town hall report? Literally 30 to 40 minutes. That's efficiency. That is AI making your life a lot easier. And that's literally what it's meant to do. So speaking about that, Michael, if you don't mind, come up just for a minute. So Michael is with Deltona State College. And I'm bringing him up because he could help in this aspect a lot as well.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor. Of course. I have some interesting things to talk about as well, about the questions. So I've attended a lot of these AI workshops. I appreciate them. There's always a lot of information about this, and so it's easy to get, I guess, paralyzed with the analysis of what to do with it. Quick, easy thing to do if you're a newbie for AI. Instead of using Google, use Claude. Easy, simple thing just to go ahead and try to do. That was the first. Yeah, exactly. Well, that or ChatGPT or Copilot, Gemini. Like there are so many different AI agents you can go ahead and try to use. Find the one that you like. The more you use it, the more we'll go ahead and get to know you. As creepy as that sounds. Secondly, Mayor, you had a great point about the fact checking. As I started using this more often with AI, I asked it to provide sources. So helpful. Because then you can tell if it's a hallucination or some junk, which, if you don't know AI, hallucinations are like the devil for AI. And then in regards to learning AI, there are many different things you can do. I love looking free first. Free 99 is the best price out there. Deltona State actually offers a number of different courses, instructor-led courses. You mentioned Excel. I have a Microsoft certified Excel instructor, and she has 4 courses on my books right now. to go ahead and do something called like an open enrollment course, where you don't have to be a big company to come in. You can be one singular person. So look for those open enrollment courses. The website is thecbi.com, Center of Business Industry.com, thecbi.com. And I'm working with an instructor that's co-pilot certified. She just got back from San Francisco. She spent 3 weeks out there with Microsoft, and she's hosting a AI training shortly. So if you look on the website next week, you'll see some dates, both for Deltona on the Deltona campus, as well as also in Daytona. The Deltona ones are evening sessions. They break it into 2 sessions. It's 8 hours total. It's 4 hours and 4 hours. One week, one the next week. The one in Daytona is like an 8-hour class. But 8 hours, full immersion, class size typically around 12 to 15 students. So if you like to have your hand held, I got you. I got great instructors for that. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Appreciate it.
Guys, as we wrap up, I'll just say this one more time, and I'm sorry I'm beating up a dead horse, right? AI is there to facilitate and help you, right? Do not become so dependent on it that you lose yourself, right? Great example is, and I use this to show one of my friends why AI can be such a great tool, but also such a dangerous tool if you're not checking it. My wife and I are taking the girls to the zoo. Sanford Zoo, who here has been to the Sanford Zoo? Raise your hand. Majority of us. What is one of the animals they do not have? So I put on ChatGPT, hey, I like a nice little post to promote the Sanford Zoo, and I like to describe 2 or 3 animals that I visited and make sure you mention my daughters were happy about it. Well, apparently my girls went and saw the lions.
Oh.
There are no lions in the Sanford Zoo, right? But the point of that was, and I didn't only do that, I did three different ones. We did it on Grok, and we also did it on Copilot. Grok, oddly enough, didn't mention a lion. Maybe it knew, I don't know. But Copilot did the same thing. It talked about a lion, right? And actually, it also mentions a zebra, if I'm not mistaken, and they also don't have zebras. They had giraffe, but they don't have zebra. So try different things. And yes, they'll get to learn how you kind of talk. They'll learn your style. They'll learn all of that. But also go back and fact check it, because if you're not fact checking it and making sure that what it's feeding you is accurate, like if you ask ChatGPT right now how many residents are in the city of Deltona, it's going to say the city of Deltona currently has about 95,000 residents, blah, 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 blah. Well, it was just released not too long ago that Deltona has over 100,000 residents. So always be fact checking it. And the Deltona Chamber wants to.
Yes, I want to say something. This is important. Because in my training and all my reading, one of the things you have to be careful about is, if it's not your strength, do not invest so much time figuring out AI. Hire people that can do that for you. There's people in here that are IT people, organizations. Yes, you have to know the basics. Yes, you can do some things on your own, especially when you're starting, you don't have a budget and you can't. But really, you want to focus on your strength, because you can get lost in the AI and lose your focus of what you do best, which is maybe client relationship or designing. So that's just my advice. I think we have to keep that balance.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Mr. Mayor, we really want, sorry, go ahead. Yep. No,
So I just wanted to share, I'm a real estate instructor, and last week we had a training, and a lot of people were like, well, how do we know what to use for our business? And they actually shared a really powerful website. Instead of going to chat, there's an AI for that.com.
Yes.
There's an AI for that.com, and I'll tell you how powerful this is. So, Canva, a lot of us use Canva for our business, for marketing, design. Canva has its AI, but it really sucks.
Yeah.
And I love Canva, but it doesn't. So I'm stuck using it the way I used to. It's not as efficient. But one tool that I started using, Gemini, my husband's like, wow, Gemini it reads documents better than chat. My husband loves this stuff. So I was like, okay, well, I already use Google, and now Gemini has an integration in your Google Workspace. It's about $16 a month for your Google Workspace, and it has Gemini integrated in everything. Well, they just came out with a new program called Notebook. And so at that class, we were talking about using this Gamma, which is a paid thing to create presentations. And we do a lot of presentations as well. I've taken hours and days creating a course based off of what I thought in my head. So I came back really pumped up because I wanted to create this wealthy homeowner project, right? So what I did, I went into Gemini and I put the outline. I'm like, okay, I want to do this. I want to base it off of this thing, So, and then when it created the outline, I was like, holy smokies, it got my message. And I read everything. I don't play around, and I'm like, wow, it got everything. So then I pulled that, and then I put it into Notebook, which is also a Google tool. And all I did was put that outline in and press slide deck. And it created an entire presentation. I was blown away. I was like, forget Canva AI. I'm going to use Notebook. It comes included in that. So I've already used it already with several clients doing this presentation. It took every little thing that I needed. Because a presentation doesn't need to have paragraphs. It's there so that it presents and it has the stuff that you need minimally. So anyway, so that's what I would share. It's an incredible tool, and it saved, I literally in 24 hours created an entire course, presentation, outline and presentation, instead of taking days and weeks to do that.
Right, and then we're gonna.
Sorry, yep, last comment, to the mayor's point, we came here today and we're real about what we're saying. I am available to you, please grab a card from me before you leave. Give me a call if you just want to shoot ideas, if you just want to brainstorm together, figure out what the best way to utilize AI or automation is to benefit your business. I'm available to you, no cost to you. Give me a call. I love to chat. We can get into it, break down some ideas. To your point, Shirley, artists, I agree with the mayor 1,000%. My best advice to you is be who you are, get that artistry out of you, get it out to the world. Let the AI deal with the business part of it. That frees you up to do all those things that you love to do and to bring to the world. That'd be my best advice.
So the last thing I will ask you now on behalf of the question, because this is obviously being recorded, what can the city of Deltona do? For example, the county of Volusia is developing 2 dashboards right now as we speak. I sit on the stormwater subcommittee for the county. We're trying to find ways to make sure we prevent flooding. Obviously, apparently my idea is way too expensive because I believe in being preemptive than reactive. So that is kind of out of the question. So one of the dashboards is going to be where they can show where all the scheduled maintenance is going to be. It's going to be available for all the cities. The other dashboard is going to be for where they're actually doing work to upgrade the infrastructure. What can the city of Deltona do on their behalf for, let's say, projects, right? We have all these different, whether it's commercial, some housing that's coming in. What is there a dashboard that we can build? Because residents ask for it a lot. Is there a dashboard the city can kind of invest in? How much would it roughly cost, at this, without having all the information? But what type of investment would the city be looking at, and what type of a dashboard would we get that can be friendly to our residents so they can check progress, amount of time, when the expectation of it being finished? Is that even possible?
Yeah, I mean, sure, anything's possible. And we hate to give rough figures because but I think is it going to be public access? Yes. They can log in and okay. Yeah, I mean, anything can be visualized. The best way to go about it is to truly understand the value it's going to bring and just to visualize that as simply as possible. A dashboard doesn't want to be cluttered, so my best advice would be to brainstorm, come up with the 2 best ideas out of everything that you really want to show and display. What's going to hold the most value to those residents? What's going to keep them off of Facebook and trying to curse you out and all that? So, no, seriously, give them what they want, do a survey, reach out to them, say, hey, we're thinking of doing this, and I really need you to be engaged. Let's take a show of hands, a tally, send me an email. what exactly would you want to see? That's the best way to go about it, because visualizations are something we do every day. It's where is the data coming from? How is it fed to us? What's the process to extract that data? But once we've got a hold of it, we can visualize anything for you on the dashboard. So, yeah.
Well, let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you guys all for coming out tonight. And hopefully, don't forget again, just pass them out and just stay aware. We're doing these small business entrepreneurs every quarter, and we're very grateful to Elsie and Janet, because we're doing it in collaboration with the Deltona Chamber. So everyone have a good night. Thank you for coming out.